Our first stop in Alessandria was Mercatino. Mercatino is a chain of secondhand stores with locations across the country. And this may be an urban legend, but I recently learned that there's a Mercatino in Rome with a bar in the middle of it, which sounds like a really good reason for a future road trip. Plus, Rome? But anyway, lots of art at this location, priced in the 20 to 50 euro range. But they were also having a Black Friday sale, and I'm not convinced that the Italians know what Black Friday is, but many items were 50% off. Lunch was at this place called Raviol House. And the way it works is that you pick your size, your ravioli, and your sauce. I chose the raviolorto, which was filled with spinach and ricotta, and I had it with the salsa di noce, which is a walnut cream sauce, and it was buoni. And the outdoor seating is inside this beautiful arcade, which I'd never seen before. After lunch was the Mercato dell'Usato on the way out of Alessandria. It's a little hard to find, but definitely worth a stop. Just like two warehouses filled with all kinds of things. They also have a rather extensive collection of art. As you can see, not as organized, but that doesn't dissuade me. I like having a little root around. I really liked this uh, painted blue glass bottle, and this seems to be like a wooden Florentine tea set. Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I wanted to take this opportunity to do a little haul video from my thrifting trip to Alessandria the other day. So starting off with what I got at the Mercatino in Alessandria, which was the first place that we stopped. It's a butter dish. It's ceramic, and it's not a butter bell, which I kind of think are cool, and I'm not exactly sure how they work, but yeah, it's definitely not the same shape as a butter bell, because I think the butter bell, the butter goes in the top and then something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, but there is definitely like sort of a well here to keep butter in. And what I liked about it was the fact that it seems to be handmade ceramic. There is a signature on the bottom. I can't read what it says, but I like the handle detail. It's sort of like a twist. And then these blue flowers are kind of etched and then glazed on top. So I just thought it was really pretty. It was $7.95. But what I'm really excited to share with you is the art that I purchased from the Mercato dell'Usato that I visited second. They have a lot of art. But yeah, I guess I'm learning Italian, and I've been a little bit shy about asking prices because none of the things in there have prices on them. But I mustered up the courage because I found a few things that I really liked. The first of which was this painting. And what I like about it, well, a few things. First, I really like the scene. Because I'm not sure, there's nothing on the back to say like where it is, but I have definitely visited towns in the north of Italy that look like this, just kind of that medieval architecture. And my neighbor, who is Italian of course, commented when I showed it to her that this bridge is very characteristic of the region. So she suspects that it's definitely an Italian landscape. But I like it because it's a snow scene, and people don't normally picture Italy in the snow. It did snow twice this winter. This was our first winter in Piemonte. The first time it just snowed, it didn't accumulate or anything. And then the second time we did get a little bit of snow, but certainly not anything to shut things down, or we weren't snowed in or anything like that. But anyway, I really liked it. I like the colors. I like the size of it. Now, there is a little bit of damage to the frame, but I think that either I can pop it out. It is either oil on wood. You can see it's a board, either oil on board or maybe acrylic or tempera on board. I need to learn more about this. I could possibly pop it out of the frame, or I think maybe I could clean the frame up a little bit. I guess I could see how that worked. I mean, the paint is chipped here. I don't necessarily mind that, but there are some like green sort of splashes on here that I think maybe I could try to remove. So that was the first painting, medieval Italian town in the snow. Okay. Oh, and also it's signed with initials, and the first initial is an L, but the other initial gets cut off. So unless I popped it out of this frame, I don't know what the other initial would be, but yeah, I'm assuming it's an amateur artist. But yeah, so that was the first one. The second was this one. I'm hoping that I can show you this, and if not, I will maybe add in a better picture of it. But Another oil or acrylic painting. I think this one is oil just from the way it looks. This one is on like a canvas board as opposed to wood as the first one. But it's another sort of scene depicting Italian life. Sorry, my cat is begging to go outside. He was a city kitty from when we lived in the United States, and he never went outside because we lived on a busy street in a major US city. But now, all right, I'll show you. This is him, this is Daniel, scooped off the streets. And now that he lives in Italy and has gotten a taste, we have a little balcony upstairs off of our bedroom that he goes outside onto the balcony. Anyway, now that he's gotten a taste of what it's like outside, he wants to go outside all the time. So that's what you hear. But anyway, back to this painting. So yeah, so the first one was a painting on wood. This one is definitely on board. And I really like the contrast between light and dark. I really love these bright colors in this part of the painting and the contrast. I really like, there's just really bold brush strokes in this painting. You can see here, it looks like maybe a woman carrying something on her back. There's some other figures here, but yeah, I feel like this painting, I don't know, but I was gonna maybe do some research about how you could maybe clean a painting without messing it up. Because I think that maybe it is a little bit dusty and dirty. But yeah, I wouldn't want to do anything to obviously compromise the integrity of the painting. This one is also signed in the corner. It's hard to read, it's cursive. This one is a full name as opposed to initials, but the first letter of the first name is an F, and that's about all I can see. But yeah, I really like this one too. This frame also could use a little bit of love, but it's in much better condition than the first one. And yeah, I just really liked it. So that was painting number 2. And then painting number 3. This was the one that caught my eye before any of them. This is a portrait, and it is signed M. Borio, which I looked up, and if it is indeed the same M. Borio, he is a painter from Argentina. I don't know if he is still living. I found a Facebook page for his studio, but it hasn't been active in like 10 years. He was born in 1949, and it looks like most of what he did was landscape work. So I wonder, could this be, I don't know, maybe somebody that he knew? But I was drawn to this woman as soon as I saw her. And I'm not sure why. Maybe it's kind of like the kind of old world way that she's wearing her hair. Maybe it's the expression on her face. Maybe it's just how incredibly done the portrait is. But I was drawn to it, and I don't know. Isn't that the most important thing when you're buying art? Something that just like really speaks to you and just kind of evokes something within you. So yeah, I was moved by this image, and I also wanted to show you. It's kind of hard to tell, but the frame is really thick. It's like, gosh, it's like 2 inches wide. It's really, really sturdy wooden frame. It's really beautiful. When I showed this one to my neighbor, I don't know, she wasn't wild about the portrait, but she commented on the frame and said how beautiful it was. And it really is a remarkable frame. But I like the whole thing. And yeah, I don't know, something about her eyes, the way she's looking off in the distance really just touched me in some way. So that was the last one. So I went to the man who owns the property, who owns the Mercato dell'Usato, and I asked him if I could ask him about some prices on paintings. And I had them arranged on the floor, and I just asked him, you know, how much, what are the prices for these three? And he responded 15, which is 15 in Italian. And I wasn't sure at first if he meant 15 a piece. So I said 15 each or for all three. And he's like, so all three for 15 euro. And I really, really like them. And they're in frames that I really like. And I just like everything about them. So I did not hesitate to get all three of them for 15 euro, and I was really, really happy with them. And now I just have to kind of figure out where I want to display them. We moved from the US last summer, and we filled a shipping container. That could be a whole video for another day, because that was quite the experience. / ordeal. But we did bring a lot of our art from home. But now that I'm here, I'm thinking, well, maybe I need to be filling the house with more Italian art, things that I find here. So yeah, so I need to decide where I want to display these paintings. I actually sent a message to the Marcos Borio website, you know, and took some photos and sent them and just said, you know, I found this in Italy. I'm wondering if this is the same artist. I haven't heard back yet, but yeah, I just wanted to share what I thought was a really amazing haul, and kind of rather epic art haul, I think. And I'll definitely be going back to that store. And yeah, so thank you for watching. Please, you know, drop a note in the comments, you know, if there's anything that you saw in the video that you liked, or if you have questions, or anything you'd maybe like to, for me to do a video about, or any advice you have, because this is all very new to me, and I welcome your feedback. So thank you for watching, and ciao. Have a good day. Bye.